Hey, welcome to another storage tech video. In today's video, I have a cart merger behind you for Structureless Superflat. I don't know if you can tell, but I'm kind of focused on Structureless Superflat at the minute because I want to make an encoded main storage, and there's a lot of development that needs to go into that because, believe it or not, nobody's had this idea before because nobody's mentally insane. So yes, I'm having to develop quite a lot of this. Either way, over the next few videos you are going to see more and more of this storage come together. I'm not sure exactly how frequent they're going to be because that depends on when I make them, but I actually have two things to show you: a merger and a non-stackable remover. Somehow both of those are possible without comparators, repeaters, stone in general, going to the nether, or literally anything you couldn't obtain from a single grass block. Or a better way to put that is just from a Superflat world with no structures, because that's what Structureless Superflat is. Anyway, let me show you the merger first, and then I'll show you the non-stackable remover behind me. So yes, I'll show you the merger. Okay, so this is the merger. I want to point out, yes, this is big by merger standards. I'll throw a traditional one on the screen now. But obviously Structureless Superflat has its challenges, and this has a lot of edge cases it needs to cover. A lot of the torches and things you see are simply delay. So like, for example, this is a big delay circuit too. But in order to activate this, I needed a little bit of extra delay that you can't really get very easily. So I had to wind this signal way down here, round, and you get the idea. It goes all the way up to here, and it comes right the way to this pressure plate, which, when you look at how close they are, you wonder why I wired it that way. But that is why. Anyway, onto the actual merging operations. Here you can see a little logic tree I made to help explain this, because I'm not sure I can just properly explain this off the top of my head and make it sound coherent. So yes, you're going to see a lot more of this sort of thing behind me for a lot of my future explanations. So yes, hopefully this will help explain things. So obviously this is the cart merger. I should point out, since making this screenshot, these are flipped. So the most full is actually this side and the least full is this side. We unload it for 120-ish game ticks. I say ish because I haven't timed it, and it's dependent too on, like, for example, the weight of this cart coming up this rail and the weight of this cart coming down this rail and activating this pressure plate all depend on actually when the clock gets triggered. But it's 120-ish game ticks, which is enough to unload about 64 items at 4 times top speed, because obviously we have no way to detect if this cart is empty or not. So just every single stack of items, or thereabouts, we check if this cart is empty, or we check if this cart is full, which I'm about to explain now. So, after that time, is your unloading cart empty? Yes. Okay. Send it into holding, which is this here. Then we check if the loading cart full, which we do. The is empty check is this line here. Empties go up the rail and hit this pressure plate. Non-empty carts go down here. The full check is this down here. The sea pickle is a little bit annoying. I'd prefer not to have that, but it's needed. Also, we'll get rid of that. So yes, technically that could be a rail, but it has issues with wanting to connect to these, so I just didn't. Anyway, that is full. If it is full, we send the empty cart through the loader again. So from here, it will be sent up this rail, down here, down onto this flat rail across here. It will hit this to start the 120-ish game tick clock. It will be put into holding into the loader just to collect any remaining items, because obviously the cart is full, so there might be some left over. And then once that's done, we just send it to the part full output, which is here. Empty carts can end up here in the really rare event that it fills the loader cart perfectly to fill level 15, or just completely fills it. So that cart would then be empty regardless of any remainder items. So that's why that can also have empty carts, but this is only empty carts. We'll get to that in a second. If the loading cart is not full, however, we send the empty cart again through the loader and send it to the part output. The reason we do this is for very simple reasons. Basically, I know this isn't full, so there's going to be no remainder, right? But in the event that it comes up here, the non-full cart will come up here, and because this is empty, it triggers this pressure plate, which goes all the way down here, triggers a latch here, which turns this rail. So the non-full cart will come out here, be output to the non-full/empty carts, and in doing so, sends another signal up here to send this cart, which will send it to the empty carts output. The reason it says send it through the loader is simply a mistake on my part when taking the screenshot. I just copied the above and kind of forgot to modify it. This is why me explaining things off the top of my head maybe isn't the best idea, and this sort of thing behind me is helpful when it's right. But anyway, sidetracked. Back up to our original question, because that covers all of these cases here. If the unloading cart is empty, if it's not empty, we know that we are in a situation where one of two things can happen. The loading cart could be full and we need to collect remainder, or the loading cart isn't full and we need to continue merging. So the way that logic works is, again, we send it into holding, which is a different one this time. It will get sent to this holding cell here. Okay. Is the loading cart full? So again, it will run through the same set of operations. Is it full? Send it through the loader and send that to the part output. Because again, if the loading cart is full, I broke that. Find a target. There we go. If the loading cart is full, we need to collect remainder, so it will come down here onto this flat rail and do that whole thing. If it is not full, we return this cart up to the top to be unloaded again, and the non-full cart will have already bypassed this, because again it's not empty, so we haven't triggered it to come out here, and it'll go up this rail, hit this to start the 120 game tick timer, sent to be unloaded, and the cycle repeats. We ask the same question after this timer. So yes, that is everything in theory. If that didn't make much sense, again, I'm not sure how to better explain it. There's just a lot of cases it needs to cover. With that being said, I'm now going to show you it running after, a few minutes of me rambling. So here we have our least full cart, just a random number of jungle saplings, and this cart. If you look, we're going to have a remainder of 59. So if all goes well, what we're going to have is a cart here with 59 items and a full cart as our output. So we have to send the most full first, wait a second, and then we'll send this one. And I'm going to show you this working. We are unloading, we have set our clock to go, going to release this in a second. There we go. We're going to check if it's empty. It's not, so it's going to go down here. We are checking if that's full, which it wasn't. So now this is going back up to the top, and this is being loaded again. I will show you this logic in a second. Better, here we go. So it comes up here, isn't full, comes along, up, starts the timer again, and we are loading. I am just gonna sprint through all of this, because it takes quite a while, as you can imagine. We're merging a few items. I haven't worked out the actual speed of this yet, but it should be relatively quick. I would like to assume we do 4 times hopper speed here to make up for the difference of checking all of the logic and stuff. So here's our full car and our remainder car with 59 items. Now let me show you the edge case where you get an empty car here. Oh, I broke the glass too, that is infuriating. So we'll grab a car, and I'll just do this the really quick way. So this will only cycle once, but yeah. So we'll send this, and then we'll send this a second after. So you'll see that the empty cart will be sent here to collect remainder, but there won't be any. So wait a second. There we go. We'll wait for this empty cart. Where are you? Oh, I broke the rail. Interesting. Go on. There we go. I don't know how I managed to do this every single time. Go! Thank you. So even though this is empty, it's being set to collect remainder. Just because this one, yes, this is technically time the merger is being used that isn't necessary, but it's not long, and it was a lot easier than trying to reroute that car when it was empty, and you know, having to make a special case for if this is empty. So yeah, we just treat it as is. And then we'll also do one where it doesn't result in a full car, because why not? We'll just do a random amount in there, and a random amount, that's technically more full. There. So this will result in a non-full car. I would just speed the game up too, just so this doesn't take forever. I plan to have about 4 of them, maybe 5, but we'll see. So this taking a while doesn't really change things too much. There we go. So here's our mixed car and our empty car. So that is the merger. Again, any questions and stuff I'll happily answer in the comments or on my Discord yet again. However, I have one last thing to show you that's kind of cool. I unfortunately do not have any fancy way to explain what's going on here, so I'm going to have to just show you. Cool. If I go up here and I cycle through these, and we change this to caps, non-stackable. There we go. Let's slow the game down too. We have a cart here with, this would be the output of the splitter, which I have work in progress over there, and over there, and over there, and the splitter, the splitter is annoying. Don't judge me. Anyway, we have the output of the splitter here, which will either be a car of any set amount of random items like this, or a single non-stackable. So we'll first check if the fill level of this car is more than, what would it be? more than 2. If it isn't, this is when we'll check if it has a non-stackable, because if it's more than 2, we know there's no non-stackables in it, so yeah, optimization, but oh well. I digress. We have our one non-stackable. The way we're going to check if it has a non-stackable is the same fill level logic. This cart has a non-stackable, and each item has a specific fullness value to it associated with its slot. So obviously a non-stackable is 1, a single item is a 64th, and a 16 stackable is a 16th of a slot. I'll throw the actual numbers on screen of what those are, but basically if it's over I think it's 1.9 something. Again, I'll throw the number on screen. If it's above that, the fill level of the cart ticks over to 2. And obviously 1 plus 1 is 2, so that's over the 1.9, or whatever the number is. I can't think of it off the top of my head. I could quickly check Discord, but I'd rather not. So yes, we just put the item in the cart, check if it's over Superflat 2. If it is, remove the item, and just send the cart. So I'll show you that working, like this. It's going to be over signal strength 2, so we remove the cart. There we go, empty cart. That would be sent back to the splitter. We've removed our non-stackable. If I quickly do this, and I say that, you know, this would never be a case, but I'll do it anyway just to prove it works this way. If we do this, you'll see we return the item. This is why that's annoying. See, no items lost, and obviously not flagged as a non-stackable. This was mainly made as an optimization suggested by Porky, that just like, you know, it saves the multi-item sorter running more times than it will need to, and also just like the encoder obviously won't be encoding non-stackables, so yeah, this was one of those like small things that will just sit somewhere in the storage. I'll probably forget it exists, so that's why I'm making my video on it now. With that being said, that is all I have for you today, and yeah, hopefully you learned something interesting about all of, you know, the merging and stuff, because that's what this is mainly about. And I'll see you next time. Bye bye.